Hi everyone, I thought I'd give you a bit of an update. I've not done one for a few weeks. We're on site, we've got 4 properties sold now, just one left. But we reached a critical stage where we start putting the utilities in. We've got our gas that's gone in today. We've got our water pipes in there. Just started building one of the BT chambers. We've had to dig a trench all the way around the whole site, so over 100 metres. They weren't too bad. Managed to get it all sort of dug out in one day. What made it sort of awkward was down this part there was, you see these old concrete, it's like a retaining wall that the vendor put in originally because there was a dike there, and he put them in, which allowed us to dig out one side of the dike, which weren't too bad, because we had to put a 300mm pipe in. I'll just show you over here. So we put this pipe all the way down the dike. It's about 40 metres long, goes all the way to the front of the plot, and that just allows the water to run through the ditch. So we managed to do that one, and then we went the other side of the concrete post to do the other side, to run the service trench in. So we've got all that done now. We're just waiting for electric, which is next week. We've got another BT chamber there. Now we're going to make up all of our ground level, so you can see it's quite high. But it's not going too bad. Water guy came out today, inspected the trench, and wherever there's a join in the water pipe, we have to leave exposed. But we was allowed to backfill the rest of that. So you can see where the trench runs all the way out there. Underneath there is all the water pipes. They're all backfilled now. And we've got BT there, and then we've got gas there. And we're just going to run electric. But electric's got to be this side of the trench because it can't be too close to the gas. It's got to be about 450 away. And then this black pipe that we've put in here, that's going to be our pump pipe. So that there is our pump chamber. That's pretty deep, that's about 10 foot deep, so it's quite a big chamber. And we're going to connect that black pipe onto there, and it's a 90mm pipe, it's pretty stiff. But we'll get that around there tomorrow, so that's not too much of a problem. We've just concreted a little base here. This is going to be the base for the management system, so it's all computerised, so it operates the pumps. All 5 houses are going to pump the water into there, and that will message if there's a problem with the pumps, if they're blocked. But it controls all the pumps on how much water's going through, just to get the water out. The other thing we've done is we've put all of our ropes, in all the ducting down here. So any ducting we put a rope through, and we just tie something on there just so that doesn't get pulled back through there. And what they'll do is they'll attach their cables or their pipes to the other end of the rope, and as they pull through, it just makes threading all the surfaces a lot easier, because these ductings are going to be backfilled already, as you can see, like here. It's already backfilled, just allows us so we can get our scaffolding up. But that's what the ropes are for. The other thing we had to do on this site, which is different to the other ones, is we've got a big electric box. So this is the old size. This is the gas one, but the electric box used to be the same size. We've now got new ones going in here. It's basically to allow for 3-phase electric, because obviously more people are charging their cars, or there certainly will be in the future when everyone goes to electric. And you can imagine most of these houses are going to have like 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. That's just going to put a serious strain on the electric, but they're basically future-proofing these houses, ready for the electric surge. So before we go around the back, I'll just show you around here. It's going pretty good. We've got most of the scaffolds down now. Plot 1, 2, 3. A bit of scaffolding still up on the extension part. Plot 4 came down yesterday. We've still got some on this one that's half built. But we started to make some good progress. This is plot 5, and as you can see, I've already started slabbing. Got some nice neat cuts around the drains, something I'm pretty strict on. Little attention to detail, you know, nothing worse than seeing all cement around the top, around the slabs, because it always cracks, always looks rubbish. You know, just for a few minutes, just cutting a slab, it doesn't take long at all. We've got our patios down, so as you can see, we put a decent sized patio down. We don't put like six or eight slabs like Persimmons and Barretts. You know, we'll put a good size, I think there's like 48 slabs there. Enough to get a decent sized table and chairs on there and a barbecue. We've got the rest of the doors coming this week. We had the bifolds go in last week, so they're really nice. Aluminium, really good quality. We've cleared the back gardens already, so we've just done a basic scrape just to get rid of all the rubbish. We're just going to cut these hedges later this week, so we give them a good trim. Then we're going to start putting the fences up, and then these gardens will be turfed hopefully next week, if not certainly the week after. People are moving in here in 30 days time. It's the 1st of September tomorrow, so we've got to get a bit of a shifty on. And again, this one has got the patio down as well. The guys have just started roofing the garage on this one today. They'll have that one finished pretty early in the morning tomorrow. Certainly, yeah, sort of 2-3 hours left on that one. It's going pretty good. I'll just show you around in plot 4. So this is the one that they're going to move into first. This one sold before he's even out of the ground. And already got the stairs in, it's all plastered. Door lining's all in. It's a nice space. So you can see in here we've got nice open plan living. This is like the sunroom. I'm stood in the kitchen. That end's going to be the dining room. So these gone for a feature brickwork wall. I don't really lay bricks very often now. I've sort of got gangs of bricklayers that come in and work for me. But I did do that one just because it's internal, it's got to be spot on. And unfortunately it is hard to get really good clean trowels these days. And you know, I just want it to look perfect for the customers, so I did that one myself. But yeah, we just got to skim this wall. This wall wasn't skimmed because the bifolds wasn't in. And my plasterer likes to just skim right up to the actual reveals and make sure they're all, you know, perfectly square when they're in. This one's got electric V-looks, so that's pretty cool. If it rains, they self-close, so they're quite nice. And yeah, this one's all done. My painter came in the other week, and he sprays everything white before we start doing any second fixing. So a lot of these have got the skirtings, and there is some architraves on some of the door sides. Shower trays are going to go in here. Just start putting them in plot 5 today. But yeah, we like to spray everything first, just so that when we're fitting like vanity units, kitchens, it's just a lot easier to cut in. Radiators, you know, that's the other thing. We've got a coat of paint behind everything. We've got our tiles already. So tiler's coming in Monday. He's going to start tiling all the downstairs floor on this plot, which is pretty good. Again, something I used to do. But I now leverage that out. I've got trades that do a lot of stuff that I used to do. This one's gone for underfloor heating in there, so that's going to be quite nice. The front doors are coming for this one Friday. Yeah, so we've got all the composite doors coming, so that'll be good. Be able to get those plots fully watertight and secure. Just coming on to plot 3. Got our plasterboard ready. Got another pack just at the back there under those slabs. So this one's moving along now. Already started first fixing in here. This one's going to start being plastered a week on Monday. So at the minute it's just raw timber frame stage. But as you can see, we start getting our heating pipes in here. Majority of electrics are done. Electrician will finish off in here on Saturday. Our electrician sort of comes in at weekends, which is quite good. Sort of suits us really that he comes in the weekends, because there's nobody else working in the houses, and he's sort of got the house to himself. Him and his 2 sons that come in. So this one's quite a big house, as you can see. Got kitchen where I am, then diner, and then a lounge, which is 6.5 metres by 6.5 metres, so quite big. That's the utility room. That's almost like the size of most people's kitchens as it is. And in this one, that's going to be the study, coming off the entrance hall, quite big. And this one, we did cut down the hedge out here. We're going to cut it again. Basically, we'll take the fencing away. When we come around here and start to do the gardening in a couple of weeks' time, we'll cut this hedge back down to 3 foot, and then you get nice south-facing views over all the fields, which is what this person bought this house for. You know, it's got unobstructed views, 180 degrees, south-facing. It is a really nice house. So I'm now in the lounge, and it's got 2 windows out the front, and then double doors coming in off the dining room, and then we've got 2 sets of nice bifolds. So this is a really nice house, really nice room. It's got quite a good sized garden, which is full of insulation at the moment. So that's going to go down in the floors. But it will have, as you can see, look, there's no houses around it. It's just field views away. So the bricklayers are back on here tomorrow. Going to start putting around the first lift. The main house has been done, and this part was done as an extension. It's all part of the main house, but we had to build this wall first, traditionally, because this roof is lower than the main house roof. So probably not the most ideal design to do out timber frame, but it still worked. It just meant we had to do it in 2 parts rather than one. It still saved us a bit of time on the build, for sure. So this house is really good in size. Like the rooms in here, most of them are about sort of 3.5 metres by 3.5 metres, 3.5 metres by 4 metres. 4 big double bedrooms up here. Bring you into this one. This is the master. So a real nice bedroom. It's got ensuite in there, and then a walk-in wardrobe in there, and then the bed sits in the middle here. And again, dual aspect. So that's where the sun comes up in the morning, and that's south-facing. That's where it is in the afternoon. I don't know if you'll see. You can see the field views through there. So quite nice. Waking up to that every morning. Like I say, this one's first fixed. The plasters are coming in here in a few days' time, and taking about 2 weeks to board, insulate, and plaster the whole of this house. So that's pretty good. Once the roof has finished that one, we're then going to put the scaffold over onto this garage, and then the bricklayers will get it to wall plate. We've got our trusses there all ready, and then we'll get that one roofed in, and then this one is going to be starting to be first fixed next week. So again, just at the minute it's just its current timber frame. The scaffold came down on this one yesterday, and as always, the crash deck almost comes down with it, because the crash deck is tied to the scaffold, and scaffolders don't really care, so they just do their job, rip it down. As the common phrase says, not my job. So no one really thinks about the next trade, unfortunately. We try and sort of minimise it on this site, but you're never going to get away from it all the time. You can see there, look, plot 3, it's quite a big house. I think it's about 180 something square metres, so quite large. And more insulation for the floors, more insulation down there. So then we've just got plot 1, where the brickies have loaded out, ready for the next lift, so they get to lintel height on their first lift. So quite a tall lift. You do need a bit of a hop up to get up there. I certainly do, being my height. And they've just started the garage on this one. This one's only got a single garage, and it's definitely, I won't say it's putting people off buying it, because this is the last one that's to sell. It's, people love a double garage, and it's definitely a selling point. And I think looking back, my architect probably could have squeezed that house that way a little bit more, and we could have put a double garage in here, or we could have maybe grabbed another metre and just had one entrance around this way, because every house has got sort of dual access. So we could have squeezed it up and maybe got a bit bigger garage in there. These are always the things that you look back, you know, when you do sites like this, you'll always look back and think, I should have done that, why did I do that, we could have made that better. But you'll never get it 100% right. There'll always be little things that you'll want to change. There's no, you know, every developer goes through it. Sometimes they're just little personal things, but you know, the more of these you do, the more you learn, and the quicker and better things you'll do moving on to the next site. One of the things we're doing on our next site, we've got 3 really large bungalows to do after this, and we're going to use the same brick, same roof tile, same colour windows, same windows, and we've not got any fascias and gutters. Sorry, not gutters, fascias and soffits. Sorry. So that saves us a bit of money, and it saves us a bit of time. It's another trade, it's another material that is not going to be kicking around, getting damaged, and it just, you know, for me personally, they look quite nice. I'm not a big fan of like all barge boards and soffits, and they all get dirty anyway because we're out in the fields here. So when it rains, and then you get the dry weather, it just blows dust across. So anything white will get dusty pretty quick. I don't know if you can see up there. We've just got like detailed brickwork. We just do detailed brickwork all the way around the eaves, like the gables, on all the garages. So that's something we'll carry forward on every house we do now. We've got another one that we're just buying. We're going to build a big 5-bed on there. Again, may just go same brick. Probably go for a pan tile rather than these sort of flat stone walls. These are alright, but I do like pan tiles more. Give it a bit more sort of an older look. And as it's just a one house, we'll probably be prepared to pay a bit more money for the materials. As it will be sort of an executive house, again, field views, put lots of glass in it. So yeah, the site's coming on. It's we're coming up to, we're not even 5 months yet. We're around about just over 4.5 months. So this was a field 4.5 months ago. Me and my sons have done the majority of the work. Like I say, we've got a gang of bricklayers that come in and do the work. We've got roofers, we've got a chippy that's just started. We've got a timber frame company. We've got some plasterers. Me and my sons are doing like all sorts of jobs all day long. Lots and lots of different jobs. A huge variety. So my son's been going around putting all the damp proof course around all the windows and around the bottoms, ready for the bricklayers starting. We've been putting the BT in this week. There's always lots of jobs for us. We was doing the slabbing. We're then going to go and do the fencing and the turfing. So we like to sort of do the outside landscaping stuff. It's a lot of clearing up on a site like this, even though, you know, some of the trades do tidy up a little bit. If you don't keep the sites tidy, even if you have skips on site, you know, people still will leave mess everywhere. So sometimes you just have to come in and yeah, just have a bit of a tidy up, and otherwise there's just timber everywhere, bricks everywhere, and everyone just says it's not my job, and the site will just get messy. A lot of people do comment on, you know, how tidy we keep things, especially like from our drone shots that we show on some of our on social media platforms. So on like Instagram and Facebook, we often do a lot of drone footage. And people are always commenting just how tidy the sites are. That's normally like my son does a lot of that, to be honest. He's a bit of a stickler, but it's not a bad thing to be like. You know, you want people to work safely. So yeah, this is an update. We're sort of, like I say, just over 4.5 months in. I'll try and do a few more updates. I'm just pretty busy a lot of the time. As I come on site, people always, can you do this? What goes there? You know, quite a bit of decision making. And yeah, a lot of time I am working on the tools with my sons, because that's what I enjoy doing. So pretty busy. The weather's been good, which has allowed for good progress. And I'll give you an update soon. If you've got any questions, always put them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to help us show this video to more people that are interested in wanting to become a developer or want to learn more about developments. And we'll see you on the next video.